I love the two main actors' chemistry. Phenomenal. This show is giving you more than you need. More. That's telling. So I'm gonna go back and watch it again because that's how good it was.
Christ's love isn't like everybody else's love. It's not like the world's love. The world's love loves you when you do things right or when you do things with them. But as soon as you make a mistake, they take that love away. But what I've experienced with the love of Christ is that it loves first. It loves through wrongdoing. It loves when you shouldn't be loved anymore. It's unconditional. And that's the love that I believe is going to change the world and has changed me.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Micaiah. I'm back and I'm black and I'm back and I'm black and I'm back and I'm black and I'm back and I'm black.
Yo, Sasha here. Excuse me? Supermodels do not fly business class. Now, I'm not gonna demand a private jet, but I think Jag could at least spring for first class.
And today, I am bringing you all another video. And for the first time, I watched a K-drama. I'm not sure if Squid Games is considered a K-drama. Hold on. They have it underneath thriller series, so I could say that. This was my first time watching a K-drama and I absolutely loved it. My aunt recommended it and my aunt loves watching various different movies from Bollywood, various different shows from here, there, here. And I knew not to doubt her recommendation. And when I watched a K-drama, when the phone rings, it was an amazing show. From the dialogue, to the character development, to the plot, to the suspicion. Y'all, if you haven't watched this already, I recommend you to click off of this and go watch it now. Seriously. But before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to see more of me. And if you're new, hey, and if you're a returner, I really, truly appreciate the love. And if you get the chance, please check out my social media platforms. My Instagram is @moreofmicaiah. I'll leave you one and more. And my TikTok is @thelifeofkaya. I tap into various different things on both of those sectors, but the center of it is fashion because I love fashion, I love getting dressed up, I love taking pictures and just having fun. If you are a random person that loves an array of things and you're very diverse and all of the stuff you like may not correlate, then this is the channel for you because I'm very diverse. I like different things. So yeah, I love to talk about those different things on my channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I watched this show probably about a month ago, and when I tell you, it was breathtaking. Like, I kept trying to stop watching it because I'm like, I have to go to bed. Like, I had work the next day because I thought it was over, and I just kept watching it and watching it, and I couldn't finish it, of course, that day because it was like 3 in the morning. I had to be up at like 6 because it was so good. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I'm gonna have some spoilers in this, so just in a PSA, just take my word for it, watch it, and you will not be disappointed. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I apologize for my pronunciation of various different characters. I am trying my best. I am trying my best, okay? So I apologize in advance. From the beginning of when we seen Pak-san and Hong Ki-jo, literally you think it's one thing and then the show completely alters that one thing, and then at the end it's a completely different alternative than where they were at the beginning. And it's like, are you serious? And then you think she's mute, and then you find out she's not mute, and then you find out she's been playing games about this whole situation, making it seem like she is. Then you find out her mom is the one that led her to do it. It's like, it's just like, what are we doing here? It's like they both have their own, in a good way, what are we doing here? In a very good way. But they both have their own past and secrets, but each party doesn't know that. It was just a twisted but beautiful love story. There was certain parts that weren't as realistic, but I do think the quality of this was really good. Like, what I find now is with a lot of the dialogue, there's like a disconnect where writers are just not doing a good job with the dialogue. It's like, did you really tell him to respond like that? Did you really write that for her to respond like that? But this, I didn't feel that way. I thought the dialogue was really good. I thought it was cute, real, passionate. It was just good. And before I keep going into my thoughts about it, I do want to give a background on the show. And if you are watching this and you do kind of want to know a background about the show and what it's about before you go tap into it, some people don't mind to be spoiled, then keep watching. At the outset of the series, Pak Song and Hong Hee-jo have been married for 3 years, cohabitating yet remaining largely silent and disconnected from one another. Their relationship exists merely as a contractual obligation. In the first episode, Hong Hee-jo is abducted by an individual seeking revenge against Pak Song, but she successfully escapes, taking with her a specially designed phone belonging to the kidnapper. The phone is difficult to trace, exclusively contacts Pak Song's number, and alters the caller's voice to be unrecognizable. Each night at 10 p.m., Hong Hee-jo uses the device to call Pak Song, masquerading as the kidnapper, under the number 406, which corresponds to the first 3 digits of the phone number. Initially, her intention is to persuade Pak Song to initiate a divorce, as she feels imprisoned in her marriage, particularly due to the stipulation that either party must pay 2 billion won, or over 1.3 million, if they choose to end the union. However, as their conversations unfold and they begin to understand each other better, with Pak Song unaware of her true identity, Hong Hee-jo's determination to leave him starts to wane. In conjunction with Hong Hee-jo, it becomes evident that Pak Song's desires to marry her was genuinely motivated by love. When the Pak and Hong families decide to forge a political alliance through marriage, Song consists to this plan but makes it clear that he intends to marry Hong Hee-jo instead of Ina. Pak Song, who first encountered Hong Hee-jo during his adolescence, has long admired and cared for her from a distance. His decision to marry her was driven by a wish to protect her from the distress he observed with Hong Hee-jo's family. For the first 3 years of their marriage, he chose not to pursue a deeper connection, as he was mindful not to pressure her into a relationship she had never expressed interest in. Pak Song, the son of a prominent presidential candidate and a representative for the presidential office, has garnered a number of adversaries. However, few would resort to extreme act of adopting his wife. The individual responsible for Hong Hee-jo's kidnapping is revealed to be the genuine Pak Song, whose long-standing grudge against the individual we recognize as Pak Song spanned several decades. The authentic Pak Song was born into the Pak family, characterized by a sociopathic traits. During his formative years, he was concealed from society, but his violent tendencies escalated from harming animals to to local orphans residing near Pak Estate. I'm refraining from using certain words because I do not want YouTube to flag it. But if you know what I mean, he annihilated, local orphans. Concerned about the implications for his political ambitions, the family patriarch, Jong-ho, takes drastic measures by attempting to drown his grandson at a secluded lake. The individual known as Pak Song ultimately resides at this lake, having been raised by an orphan by Jung Sang-hoon, a destitute fisherman throughout much of his youth. Sang-hoon strikes a bargain with Jang-ho. He will dispose of the grandson's remains, allowing Jang-ho to adopt the boy he has been nurturing as a substitute for the genuine Pak Song. Consequently, the boy assumes the identity of Pak Song. Now, if that wasn't a twist, I don't know what was a twist. Now, another thing that I wanted to mention is that all these actors were outstanding, but the guy who played the real Pak Song, oh my gosh, he did an outstanding job. I believed him. So if I see him in another series, I'm going to associate it to that, because truly he did such a great job playing this character. Jong-ho's attempt to drown his grandson did not achieve the intended outcome. When Sang-hoon arrives to dispose of the body, he discovers that the boy is still alive. Consequently, he decides to raise the child, yet he struggles to control the boy's sociopathic behaviors. Years later, upon the death of Jong-ho, the genuine Pak Song resolves to seek vengeance against the second Pak Song. He targets Hong Hee-jo correctly recognizing her as the individual whom the second Pak-san values above all else. It is revealed that Han Ki-jo's husband, known as Pak-san, is in fact the biological son of Pak Jong-ho. The identity of his mother remains uncertain. However, Jong-hong abandoned him to be brought up as an orphan until the genuine Pak-san posed a challenge: the search for a new grand heir. Now, this was so twisted. I'm not saying that the original Pak-san didn't have his own issues, but this whole situation was truly twisted, and it shows you how much people try to uphold image, but hurting what's going on within your family unit. Kyujin has been reunited with her biological son, whom she believed to be deceased for many years. In a desperate attempt to protect him and to exact retribution on the second Pak-san, a boy she nurtured, Kyujin abducts Hee-jo at the conclusion of episode 10 and stages her own demise. Kyujin has commanded Dookie to eliminate Hee-jo if she fails to return, yet he finds himself unable to carry out this order. Instead, he allows Hee-jo to escape and secures the room where Kyujin has imprisoned the genuine San with an additional lock. In a misguided effort to rectify his own mistakes, Yo Sung-jo, the father of the real San and husband to Kyujin, coerces Dookie at gunpoint to release San. Now, I do not know why he did this. He was going to lock him away. He would have stayed in there. Now, granted, I'm not saying it's okay, but he was a menace. And then he ended up harming the father. It's like, I don't understand why he allowed that to happen. I don't know. But the second San encounters Hee-jo before the genuine San has the opportunity to harm her. The police swiftly arrive at the scene, but prior to apprehending the authentic San, he learns to a whisper a crucial revelation to the second San. He discloses to the boy who has taken his place that the car accident resulting in the death of Hee-jo's brother was orchestrated by Jong-hong, who is the biological father of the second San. Hee-jo's brother had witnessed the true San's identity. Following the substitution of the real San with the second San, Jong-ho determined that Hee-jo's brother must be eliminated to prevent any exposure of the identity to switch. Upon discovering Jong-ho was responsible for his son's demise, Hee-jo's stepfather confronts him at gunpoint. Jong-ho persuades to spare him by promising to settle a debt, one that ultimately comes to fruition in the marriage of San and Hee-jo's years later. Now, this was so twisted on how far back this family damaging things. Honestly, it goes so far back. And it's interesting how a lineage can really trickle and affect how each party is living. And this was just so twisted, honestly, if you ask me. It was completely twisted on why everything came to fruition and how calculated everything was. Everything was thought about down to the T. The only misstep is that the real Pak-san really wasn't eliminated, okay? He really was not eliminated. That's where they slipped up at. Following Hee-jo's recovery from her abduction, San vanishes from both the public eye and his personal life. Overwhelmed by shame regarding his biological father's actions and the suffering they inflicted on Hee-jo, San distanced himself from her as a form of self-punishment. However, he underestimates Hee-jo's determination to pursue her desires. After a 6-month period of waiting, she decides to take control of her situation, journeying to the fictional war-torn nation of Argon, where San had previously served as a negotiator alongside his journalist friend. With a lead from Hugh Jin and a significant donation San made to a sign language school in her honor, Hee-jo sets off to locate her husband. We spent more time misunderstanding and drifting apart than cherishing and loving each other, she expresses to San after being captured by rebels and later rescued by him, who was transformed into a vigilante, over the past 6 months. I won't hold back anymore. Hijo kisses San, leading them to share an intimate moment. Following numerous harrowing experiences faced by both protagonists, they ultimately achieve a harmonious relationship characterized by open and honest communication. The couple decides to divorce in order to remarry, with Sans adopting a new name of his own choosing, rather than one that was taken from another individual and imposed upon him. Now, I do think it was so dramatic for him to go to this foreign country and for this like fictional war that happened. I thought that was super dramatic, but it was so cute at the end though. I'm not gonna lie, it really was cute at the end. I love seeing them together. They are so cute to me. Their chemistry was outstanding on this show. And this was just a perfect introduction to me for K-dramas. And I'm truly looking forward to watching more because this truly was an outstanding limited series, okay? It was very outstanding. I was thoroughly pleased. I will be watching this again. I will continue to rave about this because everyone and their mother needs to watch this.
I'm gonna go back and watch it again because that's how good it was. And this makes me want to dive into more K-dramas. And my cousin was like, sis, we've been over here. I've been here watching this. It is so good. But I never really, how would I say this? I more so only really like to watch things like, because I've loved anime since I was 5, so I've only really liked to watch that kind of stuff. I have to read subtitles, but I kind of refrained from watching stuff where I had to read subtitles unless it was a documentary or something of that sort. A lot of the dialogue and the writing for this film was truly better than a lot of this TV show. It was truly better than a lot of American shows that I've watched. Now don't get me wrong, there's certain American shows that I really love that are close to my heart. However, this mixed it up for me because I've gotten so tired of like TV, there's nothing to watch. And I've been enjoying the experience of when I was watching When the Phone Rings and I was so drawn into it. And think about it, you're forced to lock in because you have to read the subtitles. Unless you're a person that doesn't have to, kudos to you. But I had to read the subtitles to understand what they were saying. And you're so locked in, you're engaged. It's a different experience that I really don't know how to explain. And it really makes you focus. Like you can't drift off to your phone or you're not gonna know what they're talking about. Or you like, it's just a different experience. So that's even why a lot of times when I watch my anime and I have to read the subtitles, I sometimes can't watch the anime at the moment because I need to do something else. You know, sometimes you want something playing in the background and you know what's going on, you keep looking up and down. You can't do that with a lot of shows where you have to read subtitles. It doesn't matter what language it's in. So for this, I could not take my eyes off the screen anyway because that's how good it was. Like, it was such a great quality show. I love the two main actors' chemistry. Phenomenal. Like, when I tell you their chemistry was phenomenal, even when they weren't even talking, because as we know, there are moments where they're not talking and you just feel it through the screen. You resonate with what they're talking about. And this was just outstanding. And I even believe that they did win an award for their role as well, which was really nice to see.
커플상 수상자는 지금 거신 전화는 유연석, 최수빈님 축하드립니다.
축하드립니다.
유연석 씨, 최수빈 씨 축하드립니다. 쟁쟁한 후보들을 제치고 유연석, 최수빈 두 분이 수상해.
And yeah, it was just such a beautiful series. It really was. It started off really twisted, I'm not gonna lie. There's some twisted moments, but it's like, you know, the album title My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy from Kanye West. That's what it kind of put me in the mindset of. It's not the ideal love story, it's not the ideal picture that you would have wanted. However, it ends so beautifully. Is that they went through so many different struggles with each other and not knowing each other and feeling so disconnected from each other and thinking one way when it's really that way, to actually learning each other and getting to know each other and actually realizing we actually do love each other. He's always loved me since I was a child, but because he was so hard and he had a lot of his own issues, he wanted to stay away from her, and vice versa. She probably wanted to distance herself a little bit with him because she had her own issues going on. The whole show was just so beautiful, and I just wanted to give my 2 cents about it. Honestly, I really just wanted to give my 2 cents because I thought the show was phenomenal. It really was phenomenal, and it's a show that I will be watching again because that's how good it is. If I rewatch a show, that means it was actually really good. And I also want to rewatch it to kind of see what I was missing, because it's so much in one episode and it's so many different clues and things that are coming out and you're like, wait, what? So I want to watch it back again with a different lens now that I've already seen it, and I think it'll be an even better experience for me, because I promise you there were certain times I was yelling at the screen like, oh my gosh, no. Like, I was just doing all of that. I was doing all of that, like, very dramatic, but I love it, so I will be watching it again. But if you have any recommendations as well for K-dramas that I should watch, because I'm new to this space, I will be tuning in. Just let me know. It was outstanding. I loved it, and I'm open to diving into more. I don't know what can top When the Phone Rings now, y'all. This put it at a high bar. This is a high standard. This was my first time watching a K-drama, and I was pleased. My aunt, she did a great job with this recommendation. I was thoroughly pleased. At first though, if I'm being transparent, it's gonna throw you off a little bit. So if you have not seen it and you're just kind of going based off a clear background of it before you dive into it, give it some time. Give it like the first 2 episodes, and then you'll get where we're going with this, because it is an hour long and you'll be like, wait, what, she got kidnapped, this, it's a lot. It's a lot to unpack with this show, but I think that's what's beautiful about it, is that it's giving you just the right amount or more. It's actually giving you more than you need, honestly. This show is giving you more than you need. More. That's telling. That's very telling. It's giving you like more than you need, and you're gonna be like, I need more. But you have more than you needed. But it's like, I need more. But it ended off such a great way. I didn't have any question marks. That's what I love about limited series, is that you don't have to question what happened. It's very clear what occurred. You don't have to wait for next season. Like, it truly was just a thorough show, and boom. So good, so good. Yes, let me know your thoughts on When the Phone Rings. If you watched it, did you enjoy it? Did you have a different experience than I did? I'm most definitely open to disagreements, but healthy disagreements. I'm open to a great dialogue so that we all can connect and talk and chat. And also too, I'm open to suggestions on other K-dramas that I should watch. But once again, I do appreciate you all for watching, and if you enjoyed this, please hit that like button and subscribe. And remember that you are loved by the one who created the universe. You were made for such a special purpose, and he knew you before you were in your mother's womb. So walk in your light. You're a light that is meant to shine bright, and I'm just thankful for this opportunity for us to connect with each other. I'll check you all out in the next video, and stay blessed, everyone.